Okay, this video I have to redo. This is a poem, again, that explores the relationship between love and our souls and love and sex. Ecstasy is that process, literally, of going out of the body. So the setting of the first few lines establishes that we're on the bank of a river, which is compared to a bed, a place where we're in the natural world, but it's as if we're in a natural bed. And the hands are cemented firmly together by sweat, by the eyes, which during the Renaissance were described as exuding rays. So we saw because our eyes let out rays. The two rays of the two lovers are looking at each other and twisting into one line. And it's like when two armies who are equal, the image that is shown is of two scales evenly matched. This is what their souls were. So the souls come out of their body and are suspended in the air. And the people, the two lovers, sit like they're dead and they're silent. So all this is to show what the process that led to the ecstasy. So they sit in silent passion with each other. So again, the metaphysical aspect of the poem is that shifting of relationships and metaphors. But if you stay attuned to those shifts, you can still get the clear story. So then we get the idea, well, if there was anyone who could speak this language of the soul, because both souls suspended now speak the same, they would leave and they would take something with them, a new concoction, a new potion. And they would come away much purer than when they started, if they spoke the language of the souls, which it isn't clear is a normal language. This ecstasy, this getting out of the body, doth unperplex. What a wonderful verb. Perplex, to confuse. So unperplex would almost be to clarify what it is that we love about each other. And it isn't sex, very clearly. But these two lovers are starting to understand what it is that actually appeals to each other. They start to understand what connects them. And then there's a qualification. All souls are made of mixed parts, they seem to say. And when love animates two souls, the stronger soul gives strength to the weaker one and controls loneliness. So it's almost like there's a scientific exploration of what these powers do. For the atomies of which we grow are souls, whom no change can invade. So even the atoms, the littlest parts of us, are permanent. Okay? So the soul is permanent, whereas the body seems to be suggested as something that's changing and adapted. But then we get a shift in the argument. Why are we being so mean to our bodies? Why do we forbear? They're ours, though they're not we. We still own them, even though that's not actually our identity. We are the power, the intelligences, and they're the spheres. They're the planets. So the powers that control the universe is our soul. But the planets themselves, the spheres, are our bodies. We owe them thanks because that's how we first met. Yielded their senses force to us. So it's through the senses that we got that force. Dross is a word that means like kind of garbage. So our bodies aren't garbage. They're a mixture of metals, an alloy. They're the mixture of our soul and our body, actually. That is what our soul actually is. One man, heaven's influence works not so, but that it first imprints the air. For soul into the soul may flow, though it to the body first repair. So souls flow, but they need bodies. That's what he's realizing. Because such fingers need to knit the subtle knot which makes us man. What a wonderful line. that subtle knot which makes us man. So must pure lovers' souls descend to affections and to faculties which sense may reach and apprehend, else a great prince in prison lies. Okay, so without sensual connection, sex, in other words, maybe, we are imprisoning our souls and we can't release them. So actually, our souls require the bodies as a vehicle to be free. So, I mean, this could be seen, if you're cynical, as a justification for sex, etc. But actually, I think this is a much more mature poem of Donne's exploring the power of sex to connect people, and isn't as simple and immature an argument. Oh, nonetheless, fun as the flea. 'Twas to our bodies turn we then, that so weak men on love revealed may look. So we turn to our bodies. Love's mysteries in souls do grow, yet the body is his book. So the soul is a mystery inside the book of the body. There again, metaphor, all over the place, metaphor. And if some lovers such as we have heard this dialogue of one, let him still mark us. He shall see small change when we are to bodies gone. So earlier it said if someone speaks the language of the soul, they would take something away. Maybe here, this poem itself is the language of the soul. And if you've understood what we're saying here, and mark us and pay attention, he shall see small change when we are to our bodies gone. That ecstasy will bring back to the bodies. He will see little different. So that ecstasy, that passion, that uniting of souls, when we're out of our body, we bring back into our body when we return. So the ecstasy is a celebration of the soul and that holiness, but is maintaining that the body is an essential aspect and way that we attain that connection of souls. This is a great poem for celebrating sexuality, love, and sex as not something separate from religion or beauty or holiness.